Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Dominic Bramante, the head football coach of the Gladiators, defending champions and quest for another championship.
You know, it's a pleasure to be on the Steve Davis Show. I want to set the record. You know, Alec Baldwin, I think, has the record for Saturday Night Live. So I want to set the record for being the most. You know, the number of times I've done the Steve Davis Show over the years.
Well, you know what? It's real simple, Don. Just win, baby. Just win. And you get that. You get that front row seat.
All right.
You got that down, don't you? So, well, you know, what an interesting season. I mean, you know, you think, you know, coming off a championship, and then expectations on yourself and your team. I mean, it's something that you put and do. But then, you know, great start. I mean, you came out of the blocks. You know, just there was no hangover. You know, a lot of things of being, you know, you did a great job of keeping your guys humble and hungry. I guess humble and hungry is the word that started in the season. But boy, you came out with a lot of energy and really set the stage for this year.
Well, you know, it's a team thing. It's a family thing, you know. Martino Theus, who's been with me for a number of years. Landrick Brody, who's been with me for a number of years. You know, the core, Charles Fernandez, who's been with me for a number of years. You know, the core stayed together, so the culture was set. Now,
so basically, what you're saying is, you know, your system. I mean,
the culture. We call it
the culture system.
We call it the culture, the Gladiator way. Which is based off the model of the Patriot way. And so with the people that we've had, it is hard to believe we're playing the conference championship this week. Our backs are to the wall. It's a do or die game.
Plus a tough opponent.
Exactly. It doesn't get any tougher.
I think if I can say that it's something that you don't want to miss. Amarella's. Too bad you're not playing them in the championship. I mean, just saying just for.
Well, we are the top two seeds in the league, 1 and 2.
Right.
The winner of this game Saturday night gets a home championship game, and so you're exactly right. But we've come a long way this year. Not only, you know, trying to repeat, but you know, an ownership change, and.
But
everything has grown to where we're at now. You know. When you have new owners, and the new owners have to get used to the culture of what you're doing, it's tough for the new owners to get used to a culture of what you're doing. It's tough for, say, us with the culture that we had to get adjusted to a new owner. And so, you know, that was the biggest thing for me, was to get adjusted to ownership. And I'm really surprised and happy about how Gina and I have synced together to get us where we are right now, which is on the precipice of the conference championship game. And man, the season's long. You know, we went to a quarterback change during the season,
which was tough.
That was a hard decision.
That's why you're in your position, but. You know, you're a personable guy. You take a lot of pride in all your players, and you take them at heart. And having to take somebody that you won the conference with, I mean, you can go back a year and then having to, you know, make some adjustments. So,
well, it's all about winning, and you know what we felt what was best for the team. you know, it's not cliche for us, you know, when we say the team, the team, the team. And, you know, what does a head, you know, coach, you know, do? What does the head of a network do? Their jobs are to make decisions, and not the easy decisions. Their jobs are to make, you have to make the hard decision for Proview. I have to make the hard decision for our football club. So we change quarterbacks. You know, you see the Arizona Rattlers, who are in their conference championship this week. They changed their quarterback. They were 6-0 when they changed their quarterback. And so you always want to strive and make a decision what's best for the team. And so far it's worked out. We're in a conference championship game Saturday against, you know, Sebastian's favorite. Sebastian will probably be drooling all week.
No, he's excited.
Because Nate Davis is coming to town, and so, you know, we know about Sebastian's
you know, what a great last
love
name
affair.
too. I mean, I kind of on the bandwagon too. I mean,
Are you on Nate's bandwagon?
Well, no, I actually watching Nate over the last 3 or 4 years. I look forward to him to come into town, and I mean, and I like to see what you do to combat what he does. And it's always something different.
Oh my goodness.
And if I can speak on that, it seemed like you throw wrinkles at him, and then you might catch him off guard. But the next game, I mean, here's a perfect example. Y'all, you know, you opened up with, you know, one of the first games was Amarillo, and you took it to him, and then you go to Amarillo, and whatever you had put, they figured out, or he adjusted or whatever, and that's just great coaching.
They had a great game plan. They went, you know, we thumped them when they came in here. When we went to Amarillo, they came out and emptied the entire game, which is no backs. So they went 4 receivers, different combinations, you know, 2x2, 3x1, you know, empty. They went an empty set the entire game and literally took our defensive line and took Jason Serta out of the mix. They had never in 6 years had ever done that with us. And so I was, he got me. Julian got me. Nate got me at the end of the game. And so we prepared the next time we played them, which was, you know, what, 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago.
And we were, you know, they stayed in that empty set, and we
Made your
devised a
adjustments,
defense. We
right.
devised a defense to offset empty, to give us advantages in the 4 quadrants of the field, to make sure that we had coverage of all 4 zones on the field, and it worked out for us. So, you know, what is going to be the wrinkle that they come out with this week? They're going to come out with a wrinkle. We're going to get their best effort, Nate's best effort, because they know the loser of this game, the season's over.
Well, let's go to the Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week and come back and talk more about those wrinkles.
Romello will dance in for the touchdown. What an excellent play call by the offensive coordinator there. That was a great. Jackson up the middle. Open receiver. The 2 in motion. Jackson going to the end zone to Pargo. Touchdown, Rashad Pargo. Back to throw again, and it's Griggs! Freddie's been everywhere as he just took flight like Superman, and Griggs is still on his feet, and he's got one guy to beat, and it was the quarterback. First half, but in the second half, they have made plays when they needed to, kept the ball moving, kept the chains moving. Brooks gets free, he's gonna have to beat the kicker. I don't think that's gonna be much of a problem. Touchdown, Salina. Second counts. Gonna hand off to Justin Kelly. A lot of room up the middle for Kelly. He's still on his feet, and he is in. Touchdown, Justin. just get it off to Kelly, still on his feet. Santa Maria, he spins in for the touch.
Your way in a championship run, and the Gladiators know that more than anybody.
Kent has some time, rolling to his right. Cedric Johnson makes the catch.
Fantastic catch.
Block. They hand off to Romello Brown. Romello still on his feet. Romello is looking for the end zone, and he's got it. Touchdown, Gladiators. There's your dagger.
The Albuquerque Dragway is a proud sponsor of Proview Networks. Visit abqdragway.com for directions and a full event schedule.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Hey, welcome back. Steve Davis Show. Dominic Bramante, head football coach at the Gladiators, and
DCG, baby.
hey, you're there. You know, we had we had some wrinkles in that last last segment, but you know, this game coming up. I mean, anybody that's followed, you know, your team and Amarillo, I mean, it couldn't be any better. I mean, you talk about a rivalry that's been a natural a healthy rivalry. Let's put a healthy rivalry that
It really
you know,
has been.
you have great respect for the coach. He has respect for you. Players have great respect for our fans. We have great respect for their fans. I mean, it's really a first-class act to see these teams play.
It really is a healthy rivalry, and it's healthy. You know, as my team knows, and some of the people around me know, I hate Amarillo. You know, I've made the statement that if I can go, when I go home to Oklahoma, if there was a roundabout, I wouldn't even go through Amarillo, because, you know, our goal when we started 6 years ago was to get the respect of Amarillo. Before the program was in place here, an Albuquerque franchise, there were two of them, the Wildcats and the Stars, had never beaten an Amarillo team. So our goal was, when we set the program 6 years ago, originally with the Stars, which bled into the Gladiators, was we've got to get Amarillo's respect. We want to win. Our goal wasn't to say, hey, we're going to win championships here in Albuquerque, because that's too presumptuous to say. Our goal was to get Amarillo's respect. And that very first year, we beat them twice, which is the first time a New Mexico team had beaten an Amarillo franchise ever. And so over the years, those games have been wars. I mean wars, to the point where I compared it to Ravens-Steelers. I compared it to where when you walk the halls, I've walked the halls in Owings Mills at the Castle during Pittsburgh week, and it's different. The air is different. Everybody's mentality is different in Owings Mills, Maryland, when it's Pittsburgh week. And I'm sure it's the same thing with the Steelers. And so that's what we created with Amarillo and the Duke City Gladiators. For them to probably have their best team in years, which is what they have this year, and for us to have our best team, for it to come down between two of us, you know, for the conference championship, I think you put it best where you say it doesn't get better than that. Two quality quarterbacks in Robert Kent and Nate Davis.
Well, and that goes Sebastian. You go through a little, he's made Nate Davis. Okay, just, I mean,
he's put him in the Tom Brady category,
right.
and so.
And what great bulletin board for you. I mean, you got a great quarterback yourself, but he's a step lower than Nate Davis.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think that our
I'm just talking about
quarterback's a step-
Sebastian. I'm just,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, we've got to. He was really Sebastian was caught in the middle the last time we played them, which was what 3 weeks ago, where Sebastian was really, really like he wanted the Gladiators to win, but he also wanted to interview Nate Davis at the end of the game. So in the post-game interview, I told him, hey, I'm sorry to disappoint you, that you're not going to be interviewing Nate today, and hopefully we can continue that trend Saturday night where Sebastian gets disappointed in not being able to interview Nate.
Well, I just wanted to let you know, Proview's stepping up a little bit. We're going to do something special for you this week. I know Josh Brown had a lot of fun. Couple 3 or 4 weeks. He's got a little surprise. I don't know if he's talked to you about it, but
no.
we're going to try to do a little Coach Bramante doing the coaching though, and make you, give you a little bit of accolades that you deserve.
Sebastian told me that they had me on a split screen.
Now you can't get Sebastian on.
Right. They told me they had me on a split screen.
He's probably in Amarillo going down there.
Exactly. He's probably at Nate's right now. Nate, can I take you out to
Nate,
breakfast?
Yeah.
Nate, can I? Let's make sure you're hydrated, Nate. He told me that they had me on split screen as they had me. I was kind of jogging downfield. I don't want to classify it as running downfield. And he said he could have took a couple of shots at me, because. He had in the first game against Amarillo kind of took a few cheap shots at me, which I didn't appreciate. Sebastian, does he still have a show on the network here?
Yeah, and you're not going to make it, okay? You just you missed the cut on the age limit, okay? I missed it by 40 years, and you missed it by 30, okay? So just want to let you know
okay.
Now Nate. No matter how old he is, he's grandfathered in, okay?
Hey, so, Nate, you got a little time Saturday morning? I can get you in the studio. Exactly, Sebastian, But what a great competition we've had with Nate over the years. He's a class guy. He'll come up to me in pregame and we'll visit, and then prior to the game, he'll come up to me and wish me luck, and I'll wish him luck. And then after the game, we'll go over the game a little bit. We've got a rich history, Nate and myself, and if there's what a way, if to be the best, you got to beat the best, and we have to go and we beat a tough Salina team, the #1 seed of the North this past weekend. And
hey, we have some highlights of that. Let's throw that up, and you can take over Sebastian. Nate's not here, so you can probably do a much better job than what he has. So look at that crowd. There's a good crowd, 44,000 plus.
Right. That was Justin Kelly, a Brahma Bull of a fullback, crossing the goal line. It's a good thing he was at the goal line because he fumbled it. Good thing he was across the goal line. You see Freddie Griggs here. What a game Freddie played. That's, our team is built like the Patriots. We always compare ourselves to the Patriots. Big stop. That was right before the first half.
Tough game. What was it, 9-6 or
it was
12?
9-6 at half.
Yeah, 9-6.
And there's Romello Brown. What a player Romello Brown is. Look at those guns. These guys are the real deal. And Robert Kent. What a catch by Seth Johnson there, right? You see, what a throw.
That was kind
what
of
a catch.
That was kind of the turning point.
Exactly.
I think, and then all of a sudden, this man. You said that was one of your adjustments at halftime, and he took the challenge, right?
Right. Both of them did. Justin's a Brahma Bull. Look at that. Look at those shots that he takes. And, Salina wasn't using. How about this run by Romello? Look at this. Look how he keeps his feet moving, keeps moving. Look. Indoor football's not known for those Brahma Bulls like that. And it really was what changed the game.
But last year when you won the championship, you said you changed. 50-50 is basically what you tried to do.
That's what our goal was, 50-50.
And you think of indoor professional football, you think of the passing game. I mean, that's high scoring and everything. And you've you took the time to take the teams that won the championships and break them down of how they did it on the plays that they ran, and that's what you came up with this formula. If you're going to win the whole thing,
you got a good memory, because that's exactly what we did. We analyzed after the 17 season. We analyzed the champions before we came along and looked at the analytics of how many times did they run the ball in comparison with the clock. Because when you run the ball in the indoor game, because you're absolutely right, when you have two receivers that are allowed to go in high motion and be at full speed when a ball is snapped, you want to throw the ball. But the goal is to control the clock also. And that is a component that's probably a lost art in all leagues now. And so we did an analytical study to see per possession in running the ball and how much clock time it takes off. And does that limit possessions for the opposing team's offense? And it does. The only challenge is when you run the ball, you got to score at a higher percentage. So if you have 6 possessions, you better score in at least 5 of them, when you take that time off the clock. And so that's what we did. We really, because we won last year and we had two great backs last year in Justin Kelly and Jawan was Lewis. Was a back, and so we kind of did it again this year with Romello Brown, who has a ton of records in a D2 level to this day in the NCAA, and bringing Justin back, so we still have that, 2 Brahma Bull set that allows us to be multiple all over the field, and with the offensive line that we have, we feel that bringing in Big Duke Robinson, 2-time All-American from University of Oklahoma, Carolina Panther draft pick, and Sherm Carter, who we feel is the best offensive lineman in the game, snapping the ball with some of our younger linemen that we have. We think that we now feel good about the offensive line that we have, that we can set those Brahma Bulls going. And you saw that Saturday night in the second half, where it kind of took the wind out of the sails of Salina.
Well, Dominic, we're going to come back and talk more about Gladiator football and about this big game Saturday night and how to get tickets and get people out there to support us.
Let's do it.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back to the Steve Davis Show. We got Dominic Bramante, defending CIF, is that correct? Championship.
Defending champions and going after a second one.
And we're going out after your second one, and it's 9-3. Had 3 road games that were tough and little adjustments, but overcame that. Got a winning streak of 5 in a row.
6
in a row.
6 in a row. And not that we say the 6 because that's what gave us the number 1 seed, which 2 years in a row, the number 1 seed going into the tournament. Extremely proud of that accomplishment. Extremely proud for my guys to accomplish the number 1 seed 2 years in a row in Albuquerque, New Mexico. To have these important games here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for the old lady, Tingley Coliseum, to host these big games. We're extremely humble and proud.
Well, back to the ownership, Gina, you got to give accolades to putting, fans in the stands. I mean, you're getting 4,000 and 5,000 and 6,000 people. I mean, and you're actually getting a home field advantage. I mean, it's very vocal, very enthusiastic, and you got to be proud of that.
I am extremely proud, and I know how hard Gina works in trying to get people in the stands. Gina, Matt Avila, Chuck Lopez, and their whole team, and the administrative side. They got a pretty good team to market, though. You know, they got the defending champions to market. And the one thing that I'm extremely proud of Albuquerque is, you know, the United, you know, have shown. I mean, look at their fan base. And so the United, the number of people that are going to the game, what does that tell us? That Albuquerque is a sports town, and if you win, you know, they'll support you. And we've won a lot. I don't think there's anybody in the league, maybe in the country, that has the home field advantage the way we do. We relish playing at home in front of our fan base. And we, as you said, we've got a big fan base, and they get into the game, man. You know, I don't really notice, but when I see the highlights and I see the fans that dress up and you know.
White, I got the medal. I wore my white.
Did you wear your white? You know, I didn't wear white because I have to wear black because black is slimming.
Right.
So if I wore the white, people would say.
Especially when you're running down the
exactly,
down the track,
and you know, and you're jiggling down the boards, and not a good look for coach. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, talking about fans, and I got to bring this up, and you know, and you may agree or disagree, but one of your loyalist and most patriot fan is Phil the Thrill. I mean, Phil the Grill. I mean,
Phil from the Grill. I agree.
I mean, and speak of what he does for. I mean, because I don't think he gets the accolades that people need to know. That, and you know, he's from day one. He has been. He's supported you, and so
exactly.
And what he does.
6 years he's been feeding the football team. 6 years. You know, every week feeding the football team, and. He was the first sponsor.
And doing it graciously. It's not like, you know, he just loves it. I mean, it's like.
Loves it.
You know.
Loves it. And him and I are kindred spirits, kindred souls. Phil, we hit it off right off the bat 6 years ago when we were introduced by one of my coaches, one of my former coaches, Jason Pena. Said, I want you to come meet this guy. And we just hit it off. Him and I, he's a Navajo Choctaw Native American, and I'm Oto, Missouri Native American, and
I'm Choctaw too, so I just want to let you know. Don't be thinking that we're all. I'm right here with you. So
I'm with you.
This is an Indian. This is we're brothers, man.
I'm with you.
Okay, all right.
This is what we do.
That's
we
right.
don't do this. We don't. You know, we go like this.
Right.
And so we hit it off right off the bat. He believed in my cause right off the bat. Really, he believed in me, and. He is such a supporter for the Duke City Gladiators and Coach Bramante, to the point, you know, he's a local celebrity. And his restaurant, you know, he kind of built his restaurant. I kind of take a page also, too, from him in how he's built the restaurant and how we built the Duke City Gladiators. He's built that restaurant to one of the best eateries in Albuquerque, whereas we
best ribeyes man, you talk about.
Hey, between you and I had a ribeye last night. It knocked my socks
Thanks for
off.
inviting me.
You know, you got it.
I mean, I know.
You know, I think who's going to get mad is going to be our chappie. Is going to, you know, Sebastian. Like, you know, if I call Sebastian during the week, you know, that's his hangout now.
Right.
The grill. You know, he's looking for the chicken and the steak and you know, all the freebies.
Well, quickly, you know, hey, Saturday night, it's it. It's the big game. Come out, support.
You know, Saturday night for us, you know you're alive. You know, we talk about it in the locker room with the team. You know, we can walk outside that building, walk outside to whether it be San Pedro or Louisiana, watch all those cars go by, Lomas and watch those cars go by, Central and watch those cars go by and go, how many people feel the way we do when we go to work? How many people feel the way we do the day before a game and pregame? How many people feel the way, you know, the coach? And I'm so grateful to our football players. I'm so grateful to Gina and Scott Thomas that they've allowed me and my staff to coach in a game of this magnitude. So grateful for it.
Hey, well, Coach, Congratulations. You know,
You
Greg
coming?
said- oh yeah, I wouldn't miss that.
Okay.
I mean, Amarillo.
You got a
I mean,
prediction?
well, it's home court. I have no. The stats speak for itself.
Okay.
I mean, it's real simple. Home game. You know, it's a win.
Okay. Good.
No pressure.
When we win, cigar afterwards. When we
Yeah,
win.
yeah, heck yeah. We're
Okay.
gonna, you know, hey, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
Appreciate
come
it.
out and support them.
Come on,
Saturday night,
Albuquerque.
6 o'clock
Come on
Saturday
out.
night.